Good morning, Hillman Cancer Center. Happy Wednesday to you. Welcome to Cooking for Cancer and Chronic Disease. I'm Danielle Petrina, the project manager, and this is Angela Zaccanini, our registered dietitian who also focuses on lifestyle nutrition. And welcome back.
Thank you.
We're so happy to have you.
Oh, I'm happy to be back.
Dr. Francis filled in, so that was nice that our audience got to feel Angela checked in on us to make sure we did it well. Yeah. We did well without you. It wasn't bad, right? Yeah. But we still love you and missed you. So welcome back to Cooking for Cancer and Chronic Disease. So today we are firing up for you a spinach and mushroom naan pizza. We actually love these around here. We're making this actually a staff lunch today to celebrate Angela's return. And we also just adding some salad to it just to show you what this could look like. Summer's still happening. It's still 90 degrees. Yeah. But if you are kind of a little bit over, I don't know, takeout or just a regular salad, this is something to shake it up a bit.
Yeah, so quick and easy. And instead of making your own pizza crust or, buying those pre-bought ones, these non-pizza flatbreads can be found in the bakery section, and I love them for this type of meal. Yeah. Because that paired with the salad is just the perfect combination.
I agree.
And of course, you can add whatever toppings you like or whatever you have on hand to make your own pizza at home. We got this recipe from Jar of Lemons. It's a blog online. I tend to make these pretty often, but literally with any ingredients I have on hand.
Yeah.
So if you have arugula, if you have spinach, if you have mozzarella, if you have gorgonzola, whatever.
Yeah.
But these are spinach and mushroom. We are making a salad, which Danielle will prepare during whenever these are baking. So first step, super simple, is laying out your flatbreads or your naan on baking sheets, or if you have a pizza stone or something like that, that's perfect. You are going to want to add a little bit of olive oil. The recipe calls for 1 tablespoon, and it makes 4 servings. So one of those packages of naan typically contain 4. I do feel like they have the mini.
Yeah, be careful.
Naan. Yeah.
You'll be sorely disappointed when you get the mini. You're like, okay. Or you might eat the whole thing
and
be
like,
it's
okay.
a
personal. Personal pizza.
It's a personal pizza. I feel like these are personal too.
Yeah. All right. True.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just going to add a little dollop of olive oil to each, and this would be a perfect time to have a brush.
Yeah, that was something we thought of. We were like, oh, we need a brush.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, if you can use a paper towel or just use your hands, which I'm going to just use my hands and rub that olive oil in, just to coat it all. Now, these particular ingredients, so mushroom and spinach, are very water, they contain a lot of water. So when you bake these, when it's fully cooked, you may notice a lot of that water. Whenever you cook something and it kind of has that liquid.
Yeah.
So you don't really need that much olive oil.
No, you definitely don't.
Avoid that.
I have done that with naan because it's not as thick as a pizza crust. So keep that in mind so it does not hold the water super well.
Yeah,
but,
So this is not part of the recipe, but we're Italian.
Yeah.
And we need garlic.
Also salt and pepper that too.
Yeah, for sure.
Of course, why not? And let's add hot pepper flakes as well. So, and talk to us a little bit about why this recipe with the spinach and mushroom. Obviously, this is more of a vegetarian recipe for everybody. Definitely, you could also make this vegan by adding vegan cheese. So keep that in mind.
I wanted it to be simple and easy for you all at home, and typically, for some reason, spinach and mushroom just sounded really good to me at the time.
Yeah, I agree.
But of course, if you have any sort of protein, if you wanted to add something to it, you can add chicken. You can add extra cheese. You can add sausage, bacon crumbles, whatever.
Yeah.
We do try to encourage limiting our processed meats, so bacon, sausage, anything like that, ham, those things we do want to encourage limiting. But of course, we want to make sure you're getting adequate protein.
Sure.
as well. So just keep that in mind.
And what about like turkey pepperoni, turkey chicken sausage? Like what are we looking at there?
So they're a little bit lower in calories, a little less fat, maybe a little bit lower in sodium, but still considered a processed meat,
sure,
more or less.
So just limiting it.
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't something you want to eat every day.
Right.
Probably.
So now I'm just adding some shredded mozzarella to the flatbreads. And you want to lay it out, you know, like as little or as much as you want. This recipe calls for a half a cup for the four flatbreads. So, you know, whatever you want to make it work.
And we're just going to shoot over to what you're doing, Ange. So
Okay.
that second pan is the camera pan.
This one?
Yep.
Okay. All right, looks good. So then you're just going to want to add your spinach. This is something, you know, these are usually, the bagged spinach is usually pre-washed. If you have like a salad spinner and you want to re-wash it, you can obviously do that and remove any of that extra moisture. Would probably be beneficial. Again, if you don't have spinach on hand, or if you just have arugula or some sort of mixed greens, certainly use whatever you have on hand. Keep it simple.
Absolutely. So I did a split screen for our audience today,
Go
something new that
ahead.
we're trying out. So you'll see Ange in one corner, and then this second pan over here is the close-up. So you'll see her actually place this on. Notice, like she said, she's not overdoing it. That's something so hard for me to do with pizza, is to not like even overdo it with the sauce. I'm more of a sauce than a cheese person.
Yeah.
But again, you just don't want that to become wet and soggy. Just not what you want to do.
Yeah.
So.
And of course, I'm kind of being a little bit particular right now.
You are being very particular.
But
do you want me to throw some of these mushrooms on then?
Sure.
So are you keeping them this size then?
I do.
Okay.
But if you did want to cut them up, dice them, half them, however,
Okay.
mince them.
Right.
But
Okay.
I kind of like the visual of full mushroom. And we had like those sliced olives would be good on there
Yeah,
too.
we actually, part of our salad today, I'm very into canned sliced olives. I'm not a person that loves to I don't want to get into chopping for a salad. It gets on my nerves. So I do a lot of chickpeas at home and like already pre-sliced carrots, like the shredded carrot, and then do the olives as well, just to be able to throw a quick salad together. So, and also like any sort of seed, we have pepitas today to add to it. So anything like that is really nice and easy to use.
We're all about
for
convenience.
Salad. Yeah, convenience. Yeah. If I was probably a better like prepper, especially when it comes for salad, like that would make sense. But is this okay?
Yeah, it looks great.
Okay.
So you are going to want to preheat your oven to 425 degrees. These are going to bake for about 15 minutes or so until the cheese is melted, the bottom. You'll notice there's a little bit of browning on the naan, on like the crust. I'm going to add just a little bit more cheese on top because, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
If you had some shredded Parmesan or, that would be good on it too.
Yeah, actually, do we have parm?
I looked.
Oh, you
couldn't
just
find
did.
any,
Sorry.
yeah.
Okay. Also, so my husband and I do these a lot for dinner. It's so easy. Italian seasoning on top of it is
smart.
really good.
Yeah.
So something to just think about. All right, so these puppies are going into the oven. And I'm going to perhaps switch us over to show my salad piece of it, so you guys can see what we're talking about. Sorry.
What's really cool too about the pizza and salad pairing, you're getting a ton of fiber, and that's, if you are doing a veggie style pizza, that's where you could pack in the protein.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
so you're using the pepitas, you're using chickpeas.
Yep.
This is where you can add some cheese, you can add some nuts, additional nuts, anything, again, what you have on hand.
yeah.
So we're using blue cheese.
blue cheese.
I'll grab that.
Okay, cool. Ange, will you flip us over to just to show the ingredients? You can start to see. So, again, this is like pre-shredded lettuce, or cut lettuce, washed, all of that. I have never washed lettuce. I have, and it's terrible. But I think Ange always talks about making sure your plate is, filling it up nicely, and putting a salad on here is a really nice way to do that. So you can just see we added some of the lettuce. This is romaine, and then a little bit of the sliced olives. Makes it super easy.
Yeah, I usually say make half your plate vegetables.
Yep, there you go.
So that's exactly, if you heard of my plate, which is, it took the place of the food pyramid.
Okay.
So that's exactly, it's more visualization. So you want half of your plate to be vegetables, a quarter of that to be your protein, and then, a quarter of that to be some sort of whole grain.
Okay.
So 50% of your grain should be considered whole grain. The naan that we have is actually white. So it's not as complex as or higher in fiber or added protein that you would get from a whole grain product. Right. So just consider that. But that looks pretty.
Yeah, so I actually got this idea from a local restaurant. They do a similar salad. I just add the onions. I just add the chickpeas and the olives just to add a little bit more. Mm-hmm. I know obviously people are cautious about red onion. So, you don't want to overdo it. I really try hard to slice thinly red onion. Because you ever bite into a thick piece of red onion, it's kind of gross. So, and it's a lot. But if it's done nicely, it's a really nice addition to a salad, and it doesn't feel over. So this is it. This is just this little.
And what are we using for the dressing today, Danielle?
I just got a balsamic, nothing major. Ange and I are very basic when it comes to our salad dressing. Yeah, you can just see it's just like a regular Ken's House balsamic dressing. Mm-hmm. Nothing major at all to it. So, but that's, this is a good lunch. This is a good dinner. And look how pretty with all those colors.
Yeah. Ta-da! And just to give you a calorie content for the pizza, so if you're consuming that entire flatbread by yourself, it's about 340 calories.
Okay.
So that's actually not terrible.
You should eat that.
Yeah.
With a salad, you're probably keeping it about 600 calories, I would assume, which is great.
And honestly, if you are filling up with a salad, getting lots of fiber, some protein, you probably won't even have room to eat that entire flatbread. And that's kind of the goal, is to fill up on that fiber so that you can consume less of, whatever you feel is a little bit higher in calories or not as nutrient dense. But these flatbreads, they're pretty nutrient dense.
Yeah. I mean, what's great about this, you can find these flatbreads anywhere. They're at Aldi, they're at Target.
True.
They're at major, any major grocer. So this is super easy, and it's a great way to get rid of produce in your refrigerator, especially because if you're cooking it and it's kind of on that edge of not being great, it's really easy to get rid of all of that. And again, we love these.
Yeah.
We love these in our house.
I absolutely love them too. And they're easy. That took
nothing. Yeah.
Literally no time at all. I feel like, the baking time, the 15 minutes, that's any normal.
Yeah. It's honestly, you might want,
pizza.
if you have a sauce on these with a red sauce, you might want to cook it a little bit longer, just because, again, that moisture really, you want them crispy. Mm-hmm. So I tend to cook them about 20 minutes at that point, just as an FYI.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so we're going to have these cooked down a little bit longer, and we'll show you the final product. We'll cut up, a piece or two on there. But what are some other ingredients you use on your flatbreads at home?
So we're a big fan of turkey pepperoni and turkey sausage.
With sauce.
Yeah.
So just keeping it pretty traditional.
With sauce, keeping it traditional. But also, I like a good margarita.
Yep.
If I have just sliced mozzarella left over, that's so easy to do.
Fresh basil.
You
know how I am.
Mwah. Yeah, and then we normally do a really big salad with it, and I kind of actually like to scoop the salad on my pizza and eat it like that. I don't know, just mixing it all together.
Yeah, I love that.
Is really nice.
Yeah.
So how about you?
So I definitely love a traditional margarita.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with that. But there was a time where I did arugula, sun-dried tomato, prosciutto.
Oh, yum.
And a balsamic glaze.
Yes.
Do we? I asked to buy.
Did
Billy get it? No.
I know we really got into the balsamic glaze around here. There was lots of tomato, like a caprese salad that we got into. So that's been really nice. But the glaze, I mean, it is so good. It is so worth it. It just adds a little bit of a syrup feel to it, so that's something to keep in mind too.
And of course, you could make your own balsamic glaze instead of, it is a little pricey in the store if you purchase it in the bottle, but you can make your own homemade on the stovetop, just cooking it for a long time, stirring until it gets that thickness.
Yeah.
But also, you could utilize it on the salad.
Yeah.
So then you wouldn't have to
For
buy
sure.
a dressing or make a dressing. I'm into the very simple, like, lemon or citrus vinaigrettes.
Same.
We also used red wine vinegar.
Oh yeah,
with
the other
olive
day.
oil.
Yeah.
Again, super simple, something you probably have in your pantry or
And this is very cost effective. I think the Naan package is anywhere from like $2.50 to $3.50, so you get 4 out of them. And again, salad, produce, but things like sliced olives and the chickpeas, those are pantry staples items that, they have a long shelf life, so you're not, if you're like me, it's like I buy produce and I get anxious to use it.
Yeah.
So just, keep that in mind.
Yeah. I think this is good to make with your family too.
Yeah.
The kids would love this to
sure.
make their own. And that's where you can get creative with the ingredients. Like if you wanted a veggie style pizza, but your son or daughter wanted, pepperoni or ham or whatever it is, you can do that.
Yep.
You can make different combinations and
I put
satisfy everyone.
I put a ton of hot peppers on mine too. Those are red pepper flakes. Dip it in hot
we'll
sauce.
Do that too.
All of it.
We're
very big about that.
I saw balsamic glaze somewhere.
I know. Don't you hate that when you're like, I know I saw it, and I can't really figure out where. Oh wow, those look great.
Ooh.
That's your mic. You're good. You're not caught. Oh, you guys are gonna love this. I'm gonna actually flip the view here soon, so you can kind of see the final product.
They look amazing.
They look so good.
How are we looking?
Beautiful.
All right. So you can see there is a little bit of that extra moisture on. So you can let it sit for a little bit. But that's exactly what mushroom and spinach is going to do. If you add a little bit of extra cheese, that could probably help to drown out a little bit of that extra moisture.
Yep.
But they look good. They smell good. Those red peppers are a must.
So
like
good.
I'm like,
yes,
okay,
the red pepper flakes. So Ange, go ahead and cut it. I have it all on you on this pizza. Wow, that looks amazing.
And you could cut these however you want. You could kind of cut them in strips too, so that they're almost like a flatbread type of, or you could just do it in 4s like you would do a traditional pizza. Okay, so then
she's gonna add it to that salad. And move the cheese out of the way there, and then you can just throw the plate up, and you're good.
And of course, you could top that with extra.
Pull it back, Ange. I was like getting the whole view in. So yeah, you can see what a great dish this is.
Just a perfect combination.
Yep.
Not too high in carbs.
Nope.
Great sources of protein. You're getting lots of colorful vegetables.
Yep.
So this is also something filling. It will satisfy you, because I feel like when I talk to patients, they're like, oh, I can never eat pizza again. Or they're like, oh, it's not healthy for me, I can't eat pizza. But I'm like, why don't you start with a salad?
Right, exactly.
Why don't you roast some vegetables and then pair it with 1 or 2 slices of a smaller cut?
And I'm like the type of person too, when I'm so hungry, I eat so fast, and then like 20 minutes after I'm done eating, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm so full. So really good to start off with a salad. I mean, do what's easy and what's appetizing for you, that's gonna make it appealing. That's so important with that.
Great point.
So Ange, I think next week, what do we have? We already looked.
We're doing a chickpea cookie dough.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
So this is another healthy alternative to a dessert. So I think you guys will like it.
Yeah, I'm excited. So make sure you tune in. I threw up Ange's email address at the bottom of our screen. If you would like to subscribe to our weekly email address, go ahead and just take that email address down, shoot her off an email letting her know that you're interested. We don't spam you. We just simply send you one email a week, just letting you know what we're cooking that week. And make sure you subscribe to our channel. We would love to see more followers. Yeah. Followers? Yeah. So, okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next Wednesday. Have a wonderful weekend.
Manja.
Manja, manja.